It is not looking good for Donald Trump. His health is collapsing fast. His mental and physical health is absolutely deteriorating. Folks, over the past 48 hours, we've seen incidents that are very, very alarming. I spoke with the head of Midas Health, Dr. Vin Gupta, who shared my own layperson views, and he's a doctor, that things are getting very, very serious. And I'll just show you what went down over the past 24 to 48 hours. This scene right here is not getting enough attention. You have Donald Trump in the Oval Office. Markwayne Mullin is being sworn in as the new Department of Homeland Security Secretary. And Donald Trump is there and he's like spasming. He can't control his hand. I will share with you the sentiments of what I think a lot of people are seeing and viewing, and especially people who have seen others in hospice care and who have been around situations like this. Let me share with you first what Donald Trump looked like. Let me play this clip. Let's play it.
It just seems surreal being in the Oval Office and having the President of the United States speak so highly of me and then recognize my family and know my family by name. It's humbling. And I never take it for granted, but I've made this very clear that I don't care what color your state is. I don't care if you're red or you're blue. At the end of the day, my job is to be Secretary of Homeland and to protect everybody the same. And we will do that. I'll fight every single day. Today, I got the privilege of meeting so many.
Now, here is what one individual wrote. I'm not a doctor, but I was a caregiver for a loved one who had a severe mental disease for 20 years. I am also now a caregiver for an 82-year-old mom who has had multiple strokes. So I have become somewhat of an expert on signs. The right side leaning of his head is due to his right side brain being obliterated. Hence the right foot drag, the right arm dysfunction, right hand veins collapsing due to all of the IVs. His body can no longer handle standing upright. The twitches are his neurons firing off. You can see it in every video in recent weeks, months, barely able to walk downstairs, barely able to sit down. This video is proof positive that there's something going on with this individual. And again, this person's just sharing their opinion, but I don't know how else we can view this through any other lens. Then I'll just show you again, in the past 24 hours, Donald Trump gave a speech in Washington, D.C., where he was talking about how we apprehended the outlaw Victor Venezuela. Victor Venezuela, everybody. Then he realizes he meant to say Maduro. But let me show this for you. Play this clip.
Military strength and skill. We apprehended the outlaw Victor, you know this, from Venezuela, named Nicolas Maduro, and brought him to face American justice.
And then we have this disinhibition, this lashing out, this screaming that we frequently see in dementia patients or patients with Alzheimer's, where if you have someone in your life who has Alzheimer's or has dementia, you'll notice things. And again, I'm sharing my opinion with you as protected by the First Amendment under the United States Constitution. So you can disagree with my opinion. This is an opinion piece, but I'm going to show you receipts that help inform my opinion. But Donald Trump then just starts yelling at judges. And he's like, we've got rogue judges, the Supreme Court on these tariffs. And he just starts screaming. Here, play this clip right here.
Judges, we got rogue judges that are criminals. They're criminals. What they do to our country, the decisions that they hand down and hurt our country. And I can tell you something, I've gone through it.
And then the way the MAGA Republicans have to almost babysit him. And again, it's very similar to what I've seen and observed when I visited people in hospice care, or I visited people in homes that are meant to help address dementia and Alzheimer's. And you have like MAGA Mike Johnson saying, and Donald, we created an award for you. It's called the America First Award. Okay. Yay, Donald. I mean, watch. Seriously, this is what they're doing. They know what's going on behind the scenes. They know about his physical and cognitive decline, and they are covering it up, in my opinion. Here, play this clip.
The president has done so much for the American people, and we want to honor him in some small way, some token of our appreciation for his leadership. And so tonight, we have created a new award. We're going to do something we've never done before. We're going to honor him with a new award that we'll present annually from this point forward. But he is the suitable and fitting recipient of the first ever America First Award. We can think of no better title for what that is. That's this beautiful golden statue here, appropriate for the new golden era in America. And we want to let you know before we bring the president out.
I've been really focused on my own health lately, and it hit me that I should probably be putting that same energy into my dog's health too. And once I started paying attention, I noticed things I used to brush off, like scratching, licking paws, even slowing down a bit. My dog tends to itch, lick paws, and get red skin sometimes, and I learned that these are not normal dog behaviors. They're actually signs of allergies. What I learned is that allergies in dogs often start in the gut. When things get out of balance internally, it could show up everywhere, in issues with their skin, ears, digestion, and energy. Just like us, dogs need good bacteria to strengthen their gut health and calm an overactive immune system. That's what led me to Better Wild Allergy Relief Soft Chews. They're designed to support your pet's allergy defenses by strengthening digestion and helping restore balance from the inside. They're the first and only chews with ancestral advantage wolf probiotics and natural ingredients proven to help reduce itching and support gut, immune, and skin health. So instead of just covering things up, you're actually supporting your dog at the source. I've been giving these to my dog daily for a few weeks now, usually with meals, and my dog loves the flavor. I've already noticed less scratching and just better overall energy, and it feels good knowing I'm actually helping from the inside out. Better Wild is committed to helping your dogs with clinically proven, veterinarian-approved solutions that you could feel great about. Right now, Better Wild is offering our listeners up to 40% off your order at betterwild.com/Meidas. That's betterwild.com/Meidas for up to 40% off your order. betterwild.com/Meidas, MEIDAS.
And then just to show you kind of, again, 48 hours. Yesterday, Donald Trump says, our military's so great. Look what happened. 100 missiles were shot at our ship. 100 missiles shot at the ship, but I can't say, no, yesterday he goes, 100 missiles were shot at a thing. I can't tell you what the thing was. So here's what he says yesterday. Let's play it.
Out their Navy, we knocked out everything. It's amazing. We have the greatest military. We make the greatest military equipment. And now, if you notice, I said, you got to make it faster. Got to make more of it because we need it. All made in America, but we make the greatest. You know, we had an attack. 100 missiles were shot by Iran at a very important thing that we had. I won't tell you what it was for certain reasons. 100 missiles going 2,000 miles an hour were coming at this element of importance, tremendous power and importance.
And then the day before, he said what it was. He said it was a ship. And so what, were you not supposed to say it was a ship? I mean, are you revealing classified information publicly that's further placing our troops at risk? I think you are. Here, play this clip.
Are you encouraging our allies in the Gulf to be more involved in the Iran operation?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit, but more NATO. I think our Gulf allies have been pretty good, to be honest with you. UAE's been hit so hard. He got hit by 1,400 rockets, shot them all out of the air with our great Patriot missiles. Think of it, they shot 100 missiles at one of our aircraft carriers, the Abraham Lincoln, one of the biggest ships in the world, actually. And out of 101 missiles shot, every single one of them was knocked down in the sea. Think of that. Think of what that means. 101 missiles, highly sophisticated, very fast missiles shot. Out of 101, all 101 were shot down and now, for the most part, lie at the bottom of the sea. And pretty amazing, right? Pretty amazing. Our military is amazing, Pete. You know the attack I'm talking about recently? 101 shot. I said, wow.
And one of the things too that needs to be pointed out is that in Iran, they're mocking this. I mean, you have Iran propaganda posting photos like this because remember 48 hours ago, Donald Trump's like, Iran sent me an incredible gift. They gave me a present. It was a beautiful present. People are like, what are you talking about? They gave you a present. So in Iran, they're making videos of like a present and it's the Iranian military kicking Donald Trump in the face, right? And then in the past 24 hours, Donald Trump's White House account, they've been posting these very strange videos. Like, watch this strange video posted on all of the White House accounts. This is real, that they posted, in which a female individual, maybe the press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, is heard saying, "Is it launching soon?" Right? Here, play this clip.
So cool. It's launching soon, right?
And then in this other cryptic video that was just posted by the White House, again, OSINT Defender does a good job aggregating this, featuring static obscuring a drooping American flag and then like a ding sound. Again, what is going on here? Here, play this clip. Or Donald Trump talking about how we have regime change, and don't come to think about it, we've done regime change, haven't we? Here, play this clip.
Sound like adults to me, even though they are sort of children, right? They'll always be your children. But I hate to say it, but we killed all their leadership. And then they met to choose new leaders, and we killed all of them. And now we have a new group, and we can easily do that, but let's see how they turn out. We have really regime change. This is a change in the regime because the leaders are all very different than the ones that we started off with that created all those problems. So this was, I think we can say, Jason, this is regime change, right?
Then the yelling again yesterday, dirty, rotten cheaters, where he yells. Play this clip.
Because 2020 was equally good, but they cheated millions of votes. Dirty cheats, dirty, rotten cheaters.
And although this next clip didn't happen yesterday, we see Donald Trump do this frequently in his speeches where he'll start speaking and then he just goes, and he just makes these noises. Let's play this clip right here.
I want to really, when she gets in and drops the thing.
Don't get to see our great military victories. In Iran, he says, because of the TSA lines. He blames the TSA lines on why people don't know how great the war in Iran is. Play this clip.
Because they don't want to settle. They want chaos. As I said, so there are great military triumphs against Iran can't be displayed on television because they're displaying airports.
Then you have Caroline Leavitt said, okay, but if Donald Trump says it, we all just have to believe it's true. Play this clip.
Look, if you've heard it from the President of the United States, obviously it's true.
And I know a lot of attention's being focused on Iran right now, rightfully so. I mean, especially on the eve of ground invasions there on Karg Islands that are going to be absolutely disastrous. But let's remember that Donald Trump has also been involved in ground operations in Ecuador, where there's a MAGA puppet regime in Ecuador. And Donald Trump and his regime have been bragging about killing narco terrorists when in fact, as the latest New York Times report and people in St. Martin and all these in the area where this is happening in Ecuador, they're saying Donald Trump's blowing up dairy farms in Ecuador. He's blowing up dairy farms. I'll show you right here. And just put the B-roll up here. Dairy farms. And they're claiming that these dairy farms are narco terrorists. The guy's demented. I mean, the guy is actually a demented individual. And here's what Dr. Vin Gupta shared with me. Let's play it.
Are there issues with memory? Because often memory loss is the first and most prominent symptom of, say, Alzheimer's disease, which we know runs in the family to some degree. Does the patient, let's say patient next year, are they prone to confusion? Are they prone to wandering, seemingly random thoughts that are disconnected? Do they have difficulty following a basic conversation? Can you often understand their train of thought? These would be the questions. Do they have fluctuating alertness? Do they have disorganized thinking? Personality and speech changes. This is quite literally some of the questions you would ask somebody with a family history acting in a certain way. And when you go through that and you look at what you presented in the tee-up, then it's hard if you're, again, being as objective as we possibly can be, not to say, well, gosh, I'm checking that box, I'm checking that box, I'm checking all the boxes here. Is something wrong? And to say that this is simply his supporters and those that don't want to look at the facts, or those that readily called out the prior occupant but want to defend and look for any justification not to ask hard questions with the current occupant, how do you look at that series of questions and not say to yourself, well, gosh, maybe something is actually happening? Why are they covering up his hand with makeup? Why does his own physician not know that he got supposedly a CT scan and not an MRI, which was the claim for many, many weeks? How are these basic things not known? And why is it, if you were to go through a basic neurologic review of symptoms and systems, if you were to ask those basic questions, Ben, anybody that does not have a bias would say, yes, something here is off, especially with the family history, and particularly because his own physicians don't even know the tests that he is and is not getting.
There you have it, folks. I mean, again, I'm showing you 24, 48 hours, his behavior. We're all going to look back at this, and be going, oh, not you, but like, corporate news looks at these segments that I do on Donald Trump's health the same way when I was doing these segments on the Epstein files, right? And they would mock us for doing, 5 years ago, remember I was covering Epstein almost every day, and they would mock us, oh, hyperbolic Epstein, no one's talking. We talked about it every damn day. You remember 5 years ago, every day we did an Epstein piece. And there's a reason why I keep talking about his health. Because it's obvious. It's obviously a massive issue. It's obviously a massive issue. It's 25th Amendment issue. It is straight jacket issue. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.